What's good, YouTube? It's Nas, and we back with another video. Road to 500 subscribers, of course. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about another Western Conference team, and we're going to be talking about Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves. And obviously, coming off of another conference finals appearance, they can't be doubted once again. Because I'm not going to lie to you, I haven't, back before last season actually, I didn't see anybody having the Timberwolves even close to getting to the conference finals. Obviously, after trading Karl Anthony Towns to the New York Knicks for Julius Randle. And Julius ended up holding it down for the Minnesota Timberwolves at the end of the season. He made a huge contribution to the Minnesota Timberwolves obviously becoming the team that they wanted to be in the beginning of the season, but it didn't really work out with it like that. And you had Anthony Edwards expand his game even more with the three-point shot. I remember making a video talking about, is Anthony Edwards shooting too many threes? And Ant ended up making a lot of them bitches, so he obviously shut up the criticism about him shooting a lot of threes, and he ultimately ended up leading the league in threes last season. So a player with that athleticism and him adding that three-point shot, it just expands his game even more. And I feel like Anthony Edwards can only get better, because I'm pretty sure I made a video 2 months ago talking about Anthony Edwards might have a monster season next season, and he really might have one. He might have an MVP type of year, and it was reported, or he said even, that he wants to make that jump that Shea and somebody else made. He feels like he can get to that tier. And Anthony Edwards already leading a team leading the Minnesota Timberwolves to 2 conference finals appearances when they don't even have him in that tier. Imagine if he does reach the upper echelon of tiers, which you make him one of the best players in basketball. Yes, I feel like Ant is a top 10, top 15 player in basketball right now. But what can he do to make that elevation go from top 15 to top 10 to top 5 in the NBA? And yes, I know that's saying a lot, but Ant obviously has the potential, and the team around him is basically the same team except for losing Nickeil Alexander-Walker, which is a punch because you don't have a backup point guard anymore. So you need Rob Dillingham, you need Bones Hyland to potentially step up until the trade deadline, or you pick up another backup point guard. But this all relies on Anthony Edwards, and I feel like Ant is going to have a monster season. And this Timberwolves roster around him, you got Ant, obviously, you got Randle, you got their rookie Joan Barnes, I think that's how I don't know how to say his name, but y'all probably know. You got Rob Dillingham, who's looking to have a contribution in going into his second season, because he didn't really do anything last season. He wasn't getting minutes. He wasn't ready to get minutes. Don't get me wrong. But you got Naz Reid, obviously. You re-signed Naz Reid to a long deal. So you have your backup, or a former 6th man of the year, I should say, in Naz Reid, who can start on an NBA team right now. But he chose to stay with the Minnesota Timberwolves and stay loyal to this team. You got a Rudy Gobert, obviously. You got Rico Zerarsi, another rookie. You got Dante DiVincenzo, who's looking to have a bounce-back season last season, because he did not have the season I expected him to have, coming off that Knicks run where he was so special and so crucial to this team. So now Dante's going to look to have an expanded role with Nickeil Alexander-Walker not on the team anymore. So it looks to see Dante more involved. You got Bones Hyland, like I said. You got Jaden McDaniels, who I feel like his offensive game expanded a lot last season. He was making plays that I didn't think Jaden McDaniels had in him. He was even multiple above 20 point per game games. I'm like, what the fuck? Then my mans had to tell me, like, yeah, Jaden has gotten better. Like, I remember seeing the meme. They got KD, but we got Jaden McDaniels. And maybe that could come to fruition, maybe. But you got Mike Conley, obviously, an aging point guard, who I feel like won't be on this Minnesota Timberwolves roster soon enough. Because he's like, what is he, like 37, 38 now? Like, you need to find his replacement eventually. And that's what I feel like you got Rob Dillingham and you got Bones Hyland for. But you got Johnny Zizang, you got Joe Ingles, another old ass nigga. You got Terrence Shannon Jr., who showed some promise. You got Jalen Clark, a defender. You got Leonard Miller. And that's really all the names I'm going to say, because nobody really else matters. But I look to see this Timberwolves team have another playoff appearance next season. Because I know in a loaded Western Conference, like, nothing is really promised. Like, they're not promised to make not even promised to make the playoffs. Not even promised to make the play-in. Because last season, I remember the race for the play-in was this close. They just squeezed in by this close. And they got matched up with the 3rd seed in the Lakers. And we all know what happened. the Lakers got belts ass. Anthony Edwards dismantled, obviously, another old player in LeBron James. Let me not say old ass player because LeBron is still accomplishing what he has to do, but he did end up beating Durant and LeBron back-to-back seasons, so that should just show what Ant's trajectory of his career at only 23 years old right now. So only getting better and having his team around him get better, because obviously you need the talent to put around a player like Anthony Edwards. I feel like it can only go up. And last season, them being a 6 seed and going from the conference finals, them having Karl Anthony Towns go into the conference finals, what's next? Anthony Edwards needs to reach the NBA finals, and that's crazy to say at 23 years old. Like you remember I'm not gonna even compare it to young LeBron, because young LeBron shit was crazy. He was expected to make the finals at age 20, because yeah, we don't remember. I'm pretty sure if you don't even know, like, you could look up the LeBron hype. It's on YouTube. It's on Safari. Like, go look that shit up. But Anthony Edwards at 23, having 2 conference finals appearances, and before the age of 25, you're going to look to have a finals appearance. And I feel like that is coming up very soon. But in a loaded Western Conference, like I said in a minute ago, actually, like, it's not promised in the loaded Western Conference. So I don't know where I have them finishing at. I don't have them being a playing team also, but there's a lot of teams, bro. Like, that's how good the Western Conference is. I gotta soon get to the Eastern Conference because that might be easier. I ain't gonna lie, the video might be short when I get to the Eastern Conference, but looking at the Western Conference, there's so many teams where you can analyze and say, no, they're not gonna be better, but it's all up to the game being played on October 21st to see who are really the best teams in the world, basically, in the Western Conference or even in the Eastern Conference. Like, we're going to see. And I ultimately expect Anthony Edwards to have another monster season. I expect Julius Randle to produce like he did in the second half of the season when he ended up having his baby, because we know when NBA players get babies, like, they turn into, like, this their last check. They got to go in. And that's what Julius Randle played like. Rudy Gobert, he showed his defensive versatility. He wasn't getting picked on isolations anymore. He wasn't just getting picked on the 5-out offense. Rudy Gobert learned it from, obviously, experiences from him getting killed by it in Utah and in Minnesota. So I honestly expect this Minnesota Timberwolves to see major growth this season, because with only losing Nickeil Alexander-Walker, you can see expanded roles for your young players and obviously develop them around Anthony Edwards, who is still young himself, a young 23 years old, with the athleticism, with the skill, with the 3-point, with the mid-range, with the obviously his driving ability. Like, it's just so much that is in Anthony Edwards' bag. So having the team around him to succeed will only have the Minnesota Timberwolves being a more dangerous threat to the Western Conference, which they already are. But let me know how y'all feel about the Minnesota Timberwolves. Let me know how y'all feel about Anthony Edwards. Do y'all think that they could be a playoff team, a play-in team, miss the playoffs? That's most likely not happening. But do y'all see them making another conference finals appearance? Let me know down below. Subscribe. What's good, y'all? If y'all made it to the end of the video, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and engage in the channel. There's a video on the left, and I'm pretty sure the channel icon's in the right. Click one of them hoes, man. And if you enjoyed this video, leave a like. It helps me out, and I appreciate you.